This video is sponsored by Anker. All right, it's time to take a look at Apple's latest heavy hitter. This is the M4 Max MacBook Pro, and it's pushing boundaries again, but the real question is, has it changed the game again? Let's talk about it. First up, there's this design. Apple hasn't changed anything here, so if you've used or owned a MacBook Pro powered by Apple Silicon, then you know exactly what to expect. And if you haven't, this is the space black finish that was introduced last year. Apple uses a new anodization process to reduce the appearance of fingerprints. As you can see, I think this does a really good job. MagSafe is also here for fast charging, and you'll also get an HDMI port, audio jack, an SD card slot, and 3 Thunderbolt 5 ports, which is a first for the MacBook Pro. Now, these design choices are really about acknowledging how pros use their machines day in and day out. I'm sure Apple has something in the works for a redesign of the MacBook Pro, but right now, for me, this is a pretty perfect design. Next, let's talk about this display, because this is where Apple decided to flex a little bit. The M4 MacBook Pros now have a Quantum Dot film inside the liquid Retina XDR display, which Apple didn't even mention anywhere. So what does that actually mean? Simply put, more vibrant and accurate colors. Quantum dots allow for a wider color gamut, meaning richer colors and better motion performance. If you're a creative pro, this is a big deal. The contrast between vibrant highlights and inky blacks makes everything from video editing, which I do a lot, to content consumption, which I also do a lot, an absolute joy. Another noteworthy feature is the optional nano-texture glass, which is the one I've been testing. This is the same technology Apple used in the Pro Display XDR, the most recent iPad Pro, and the Studio Display, and it significantly reduces glare while maintaining picture quality. If you work in environments with bright or challenging lighting, like near large windows or in a studio, this option will make a real difference, reducing reflections and distractions while preserving the stunning visual experience. I personally thought I wouldn't be a fan. I personally didn't like it on the Pro Display XDR, but after using it on the MacBook Pro, I don't think I can ever go back. It is that good. And for those of you who haven't used an Apple Silicon MacBook Pro yet, let me tell you, the display alone is almost worth the upgrade. HDR content looks phenomenal with highlights and shadows that genuinely pop in a way that very few laptop screens can match. All right, performance time. Under the hood, the M4 Max chip is a beast. We're talking a 16-core CPU and a 40-core GPU, which means this machine chews through just about anything you throw at it. Whether it's 8K video editing, running complex simulations, or even the latest AAA games, the M4 Max is up to the task. And here's the thing, Apple keeps raising the bar for how much power you can get in a laptop without sacrificing efficiency. We're seeing up to 3 times faster rendering in Blender compared to the M1 Max MacBook Pro. This isn't just a small improvement. This is transformative for workflows that rely on processing power. Real-world tasks like rendering 3D scenes, video editing, compiling code, or exporting massive video projects now take far less time, and that's time back in your pocket to focus on what matters most, which is getting that work done. Gaming performance also sees a significant boost on the M4 Max. With the 40-core GPU, this MacBook Pro can handle even the latest AAA games with impressive frame rates. For instance, in Shadow of the Tomb Raider, the M4 Max achieved 119 frames per second at 1200p resolution, which is on par with some dedicated gaming laptops. And this is not a dedicated gaming laptop. The optimized hardware and software integration delivers smoother gameplay, making the MacBook Pro a viable option for those who enjoy gaming alongside productivity. Again, it's not going to be your main gaming machine, but it can game alongside other things. While the Mac ecosystem still has some catching up to do in terms of game availability, the M4 Max provides the power and performance to support it if and when those games arrive. Now, before we dive into battery life, let me introduce you to something that's been a game changer for me, especially when I need a quick, reliable charge. This is the Anker MagGo wireless charger stand. This is Anker's latest, featuring 15-watt ultra-fast wireless charging thanks to the new Qi 2 standard. If you're using a MagSafe compatible iPhone, it charges faster than the latest 25-watt MagSafe charger, and it's twice as fast as your typical 7.5-watt wireless charger. For instance, you can charge an iPhone 16 Pro to 100% in just 1 hour and 53 minutes. Charging it to 25% only takes 21 minutes compared to 42 minutes on a standard 7.5-watt charger. Now, what I love most is the hands-free feature. So you can use your phone while it's charging. Plus, the 360-degree rotation makes it super easy to switch between portrait and landscape modes depending on what you're doing. It's perfect for keeping your phone accessible without it just laying flat on a charging pad. The exclusive mechanical rotation structure is smooth, and it almost feels like turning the bezel of a high-end watch. It's just a nice touch that makes it a great experience. Another cool feature is the adjustable charging surface, which can go from 20 degrees to 90 degrees. This allows you to not only find the ideal viewing angle for your iPhone, but also easily charge your earphones when set at 90 degrees. This versatility has made it my go-to desk companion, especially when I need a quick top up while I'm working or if I know I'm heading out soon. If you're interested in upgrading your charging game, I'll have a link down in the description below to where you can pick one up for yourself. And once again, big thank you to Anker for sponsoring this video. And now, speaking of charging and battery life, let's talk about how the M4 Max MacBook Pro performs on that front. With all that power, you'd think battery life would take a hit, right? But Apple's got that covered too. You can get up to 24 hours of battery life on this 16-inch model, which means you can work all day and still have enough left for a movie marathon. This kind of battery performance changes how you use your laptop. You're not tethered to a power outlet. You're not worried if you left your charger at home because you can easily just get through a work day. And with fast charging, you can get back to 50% in just 30 minutes, which is perfect for those quick recharge moments in between meetings or shoots. I spend the majority of my time on the MacBook Pro doing video editing, which means I don't see that 24 hours of battery life because it's a little more intensive. But I will say, being able to start editing a video on an international flight from Paris to Seattle and working on it the whole time without worrying at all about the battery running out, like I did the day before yesterday, is awesome. Next, let's get into the internals. Apple is really embracing the top of the line MacBook Pro name here, as the 16-inch M4 Max base model starts at 48 gigabytes of RAM with a 1 terabyte SSD. The vast majority of people will be absolutely good right there. That said, you can go wild. We're talking up to 128 gigabytes of unified memory and SSD options that go all the way up to 8 terabytes. This means you're never gonna run into storage or memory bottlenecks, especially if you're dealing with large data sets or high resolution media. The unified memory architecture is one of the things that sets Apple Silicon apart. It's not just about how much RAM you have, it's about making sure that every part of the system can access that memory quickly and efficiently. For pro users, this means massive photo libraries, 8K video timelines, and complex 3D projects that can all be handled with relative ease, and no external drives needed if you're a baller. Just make sure you pick the specs that you think you'll need for the life of the computer, because there's no way to upgrade the RAM or SSD storage after the fact. So, should you upgrade? Honestly, if you're a professional who needs top tier performance, then yeah, the M4 Max MacBook Pro is a beast that's worth every penny. The combination of raw power, insane display quality, and battery life makes it pretty much unmatched. It's also a legitimately great upgrade for anyone on an M1 based Mac. And if you're still on Intel, what are you even doing? But for M2 and M3 users, the upgrade isn't as essential. The thing about Apple Silicon is that it's built to last. You're not supposed to feel like you need to upgrade every year. If your current machine is handling everything you need, you're good. Thanks for watching as always, guys. I appreciate your support. I'm Andrew Edwards. I will catch you in the next video.